So there's a lot of low-carb, high-fat, fad diet promoting assholes who want to give you the impression that high-fat diets promote weight loss, health, and unsurprisingly, a lot of these people are fat themselves. But don't worry, this video isn't going to be just ad hominem attacks. Let's actually see what the science has to say. Everyone has heard of the calories in versus calories out principle. The more calories you eat, the more calories you have to burn in order to maintain or lose weight. If we are to believe this principle, then high-fat diets fail immediately, as fat is over twice as calorie-dense as carbohydrates. Because of this factor alone, it would be way easier to overeat fats than carbohydrates. Since just 1 tablespoon of peanut butter has the same amount of calories as a bowl of carrots, I think you get the idea. High carbohydrate foods also have a higher satiation effect, keeping you fuller longer due to their lower caloric density, high fiber content, and high water content. Recent fads started by fat asses like Lauren Cordain have given people the idea that carbohydrates are more fattening than fat due to certain metabolic effects, but that's a load of bullshit. You'll notice a lot of claims started by these fad diet promoters are very easily refuted. In order for carbohydrates to be converted into fat, they have to go through a process called de novo lipogenesis, which has a 30% energy cost. Even if all the carbohydrates you ate got turned into fat, only 70% of those calories would even become fat. Fortunately for us, de novo lipogenesis is a very minor pathway in humans, and pretty much all the carbs you eat are going to be used for energy or stored as glycogen. And in most cases, excess carbohydrate calories will also just be burned off as body heat because carbohydrates cause their own oxidation. Fat, on the other hand, is almost directly stored into adipose tissue, and it's most certainly not our body's preferred energy source. Our bodies are so efficient at storing fat that a biopsy of adipose tissue can actually tell us exactly what sources of fat you eat. The fat you eat is quite literally the fat you wear. Lauren Cordain, Sally Fallon, Jimmy Moore, William Davis, Dr. Robert Lustig, John Funder, Dr. Andrew Weil. Not only is fat so efficiently stored into adipose tissue, but it also alters our intestinal flora in such a way that it promotes weight gain and obesity. Plants, on the other hand, have the opposite effect. Lauren, Sally, Jimmy, William, Robert, John, Andrew.
The recommendations to reduce saturated fat to reduce cardiovascular disease only hold true as if you're eating a high carb diet. But a high carb diet all by itself is also problematic.
What? High carb diets have been demonstrated to be optimal for lowering diabetes risk, heart disease risk, and lowering BMI. This Harvard cohort study also demonstrates that the meat and animal products in these low-carb diets are what is responsible for this increase in disease risk, as vegan low-carb diets actually reduce heart disease and all-cause mortality risk. And of course, none of these morons care that their diets are increasing all-cause mortality risk! I just can't give up putting butter on my sourdough. Well, if meat's good enough for retarded cavemen, then it's good enough for me. And what about high-carb, low-fat promoters? Dr. Neil Bernard? Skinny. Dr. Colin Campbell? Skinny. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn? Skinny. Dr. John McDougall? Skinny. Dr. Michael Claver? Skinny. Dr. Matthew Letterman? Skinny. Sorry guys, but the science just isn't on your side. So I hope that video was informative. Make sure you ignore all the fucking idiots who tell you that carbs make you fat, so carb the fuck up, make some vegan gains. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and until next time.
Beef. What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.